Welcome to another new episode of Not a Statue Story, where I explain statues in Vienna just by looking at them. If you are not familiar with the concept, I suggest you watch the two previous episodes of the show so you might get an idea what the show is about. Watch them. Watch them. Behind me is a statue from the 20th century. Now this statue is located in Wien Stadtpark. If you are a fan of waltz, or day drinking, or both, you might definitely know where Wien Stadtpark is. This is Strauss Jr., the king of waltz. Now the music you hear in the background is called Blue Danube, because who wanna call a song Grey Danube? Anyway, dude right here composed it. Dude had crazy sideburns, but on this day his barber kinda fucked it up, so he had to shave it. Strauss had a magic violin. His violin had a sound that could make people do anything. I mean anything. Some called it the devil's violin. With this violin, Strauss was running a side gig as a peacemaker. Here you see the house of Thompson. They used to run the east side of the town. They had all sorts of businesses running there. And this is the house of Stefan. They ran the west side. Now both houses were nobles, and undoubtedly Thompson's and Stefan's were rivals. Both houses were trying to expand their business, so the heat was on. The city council couldn't handle this beef and wanted to put an end to it. They couldn't think of someone better to mediate this than Strauss Jr. The city council organized a dinner for the two noble houses at a villa and asked Strauss Jr. to do what he does best. It was awkward at first, but there's nothing a few drinks and good music can't change. Then it was Strauss's time to shine. He brought the two heads from both houses and they started discussing terms to end this rivalry once and for all. Some terms were agreed and some were not. So Strauss decided it's time to bring out the devil's violin. He started playing the violin. People in the room started to feel something in them. Some started floating with a wild feeling inside them. The people in the room started to get undressed and shit, and all this is because of the sound of the violin. It was clear what's going to happen. An orgy! It was a little awkward because there were two teenagers in the room and they were confused as fuck about what the hell was going on. Luckily, R. Kelly was not there. The two teenagers were not affected by the sound of Strauss's violin and they were escorted out by the security before they got Me Too'd. People started swapping partners and shit. Both houses welcomed their rivals with open arms. Well, it was more like with open penises and vaginas. These two from the two houses wanted to have them for themselves, so they went upstairs. The woman next door was perving to see what was going on, and she forgot her baby and the baby found his way to the villa, and I guess it's safe to say he was shocked. I really can't think what was going on in his head. Maybe he had the time of his life. Strauss continued playing the violin until the orgy was over, and after that there were no reasons for the two noble houses to be rivals anymore. The beef was quashed. These two went ahead and fell in love and got married and moved to the north, also now known as Floridsdorf. That's why Strauss was one of the best peacemakers, because he could just play music and make people have an orgy and end their beefs. As they say, love is always the solution. Well, in this case, making love was the solution. The sculptor captured the moment when the orgy was just about to start. Some say the baby who walked into the orgy funded the monument to honor the greatest memory that changed his life forever. That's it for today's Not a Statue Story. See you next time with another interesting episode of Not a Statue Story.